All right, well, let's just start here at the top and we'll work our way down. Um, so for some of you, it could be that you are preparing to get married, with the unity card and the wedding card together. Unity representing traditions such as the tradition and the institution of marriage. And with the sun energy right next to it, it does show tremendous illumination, right? This sense of completion, which would make sense because unity, and this card vibrates at the 5 energy, which is a bit more, it's all about change. And so it could be that you're making the change, you're having this sense of completion, full cycle, you're going to get married, things are going to move forward, and that you may go on a nice vacation together as a honeymoon. So for some of you, that may be the case. But obviously it's a general reading, it's going to be different for everybody, so I'm going to read it in different ways. Okay, but regardless of what this is indicating, it's an energy, right? So you can always identify how the energy shows up in your particular life and trust your own instincts above and beyond anything that I might say, because your instincts will always serve you right, And so always trust yourself above and beyond anything I or anyone else ever tells you. But this is just what's coming through for you, Taurus, today. All right, so we have this sense of unity, right? The group, traditions, institutions. So the text of this particular card says, do the right thing for the right reason. Taurus, compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you in a spiritually minded community. So for some of you, I feel like you're in a new group, or you're in a group and you are changing, you're wanting to change the group. Maybe they're just not quite on the same page as you. Maybe they have, maybe they're wilder than you are and you're more traditional, or maybe you're more wild and they're too traditional. It's going to be different for everybody. I kind of feel like, for you, I do kind of feel like you're wanting to stick closer to your age group as opposed to some of the traditions that have been present in your family of origin. I feel like you are evolving in a lot of ways during this time period, and maybe even prior to this time period. You're feeling this little bit of separation from your lineage, your heritage, your family of origin, values, traditions, things like that. And that's okay. It's giving you a sense of confidence. You're trying to find your way a little bit in who you are separate from that. And with the sun energy right next to it, it's just illuminating all the ways in which you've separated yourself. Some of the traditions you've loved and you're keeping, and some of them are like, nah, that doesn't really work for me. But it's all up for kind of the sun shining upon it, right? Shining upon the traditions that you like and the traditions that you don't like. All of that is here. And I'm kind of saying it in that way because we have pay attention to the red flags. For me, for you right now, Taurus, this pay attention to the red flags is about where you find that it's not the situations you're finding yourself in, the people that you're finding yourself with, the romantic partners that you're with. You're beginning to discover the ways in which, with the sun card illuminating everything, the ways in which it doesn't work for you anymore. Pay attention to the red flags, meaning, is it in alignment with your values, your traditions, your sense of community, your sense of spirituality, your sense of your religious values? That is kind of what this is about here. When you find that you're veering off into an area where it's just too traditional, or it's not traditional enough, or it's, this is what this is about for you. And here we have this young girl, and she's lifting up the veil, right? And that's what the sun here is doing. It's the veils of illusion are kind of being pierced by the sun's rays here for you, Taurus. So you're seeing things much more clearly. You don't have this veil of the heaviness of maybe past familial traditions, past cultural traditions, spiritual traditions. And the reason I feel this is because I'm really feeling this kind of void in between the elder statesman here and the children. Like I feel like there's this new sense of values and traditions and maybe a new group that you're kind of taking part in. And I'm really drawn to the yellow of this bird representing more of your confidence. You're gaining more confidence about this. You're honoring this, of course, but it's just, there is this separation here as you begin to step into a new way of being. And I feel like that's what you're seeing. In fact, even as I see this card, she's looking kind of into the past position here as I see it. And it's like she's lifting off this veil, like, oh, okay, I'm seeing now where things weren't, maybe I was trying to be someone based upon what my family had expected of me or what my culture had expected of me. It's going to be different for everybody. But I feel like you're getting all this illumination with the sun energy. Again, the sun energy is about the sun being at, the highest point in the sky, showing, there's like no shadows anywhere. It's like, oh, I see, I'm seeing it all so clearly now. And it's giving you the sense of confidence. I'm really drawn to the yellows here with the solar plexus chakra. And it can be a little tiring. All of this illumination can often be very tiring because it can be a little shocking sometimes when you begin to see things really clearly. And so you may want to rest a little bit. And the sun energy next to this is maybe illuminating more this feeling of, I'm just so tired and I want to rest a little bit. It's kind of a card of spiritual insights, reclusivity a little bit. And it doesn't mean that if you're with a partner you can't be together. It just means that maybe you take a little time for more reflection, or maybe together you go off on kind of a more quiet time together. Vacation, something that's not very busy is indicated there. Okay, so we've already talked about the pay attention to the red flags, and then we have the finances and career right in the center. So it may be for you, Taurus, you're very practical, you're an earth sign. You really just want to focus in on finances, career, school, whatever it is that you do, so that you can get a more sense of safety and security. I'm really drawn to the red here with the first chakra issues. And taking time to tend to the flowers of your work. That's how I'm seeing this right here. And then we have this wedding card for you, Taurus, right here, kind of going towards the latter part of this time period. Again, we're talking about a very short period of time, really about 6 weeks in total. If you look at a week maybe prior to this reading and a week after, these energies are present anyway. And so it's going to play out differently for everybody. There's no hard stops to these energies. But for some of you, this wedding card is not necessarily... for some of you, you're getting married and it's a joyous time and there's this sense of completion and joy and everything's illuminated and it's really lovely and your finances and career are feeling solid and secure. You're looking back at the traditions to see what you want for your own wedding. But for others of you, obviously, since it is a general reading, it could run the gamut. I mean, for some of you, it could be that you are involved with someone who's married. It could be that you yourself are married and you are stepping outside of your marriage. It could be that you're looking more towards what you want. Again, I'm drawn to this, like, what do you want in a partner? Like, I'm looking at her kind of looking sideways at this guy, like, is he what I want? Is this what I want? Do I want the tradition of marriage? Is that in alignment with who I know myself to be now? Is it who I'm in this group, I'm changing groups, I'm changing spirituality, I'm changing religions, I'm changing institutions, I'm changing educational goals. It could, it's all kind of playing out here with this unity card. It's a general reading. And here she is kind of saying, is this what I want? This steadfast person who's got a glove on, will he be able to reach into the depths of my heart? Or is he going to be too timid? Is he wild enough for me? Or is he perfectly in alignment with me with all this purity here, with the white gloves and the white flowers? Maybe that's exactly what you want. But I feel like this is during this time period, Taurus, there's this period of, is it what I want? I don't know. And so you're just, not in a bad way, just a reflective way. It goes with this, this period of reflection here. All right, so then we have the whole story down here with in the area of sexual and physical intimacy. So it could be, for some of you, it could be with the King of Chalices here that there is a water sign involved. It doesn't have to be, but it could be a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. And even then, I feel like there's, for those of you who are in an established bond, I feel like there is this kind of sense of reflection. Like, he's got his hand on her, he's stroking her hair, and they're perfectly content. But there's a little bit of, is this what I want? She's kind of like, I don't know. And I say she, it could be he as well. A little bit of reflection here. Because I think, it's always good to reflect and consider and constantly evolve and change. And that's what is going on here. We have the Fool card. Brand new beginning, a leap of faith in love. You're changing, There's a snake here representing for me right here and now this idea of change, shedding the old skin, creating change, transformation. And then we have this couple back here, making love in the grass, And the Fool is just striding right by. It's like, what is right for me? You know, I'm transforming how I make love. I'm transforming how I want to be intimate with another, physically intimate with another, sexually intimate with another. It's you're taking only what's most important to you, and you're on your journey. You're on your path. You've taken a leap of faith in love. Whatever that means for you, Taurus, it's going to be different for everybody. You may feel a little bit on edge. I'm drawn to the fact that it looks like he's kind of on the edge of something here. But you have faith, you know, you've taken the leap for a reason. Whether you've taken it energetically, consciously, or unconsciously, you're on a new path here. And so you may feel a little on edge because change is not always comfortable, but your soul wants it. And so you're leaping forward with that faith and that sense of excitement and determination I'm feeling here. And then we have the Six of Swords here. I kind of feel here with the Six of Swords, you know, you've gone through some stuff, and now you're kind of settling into more clarity. Is how I feel like this. You know, you've stripped away. Here they are. They're outside, but they're naked. You know, they're kind of stripping away any artifice. They want to be in the sun. Is how it feels. But you know, you don't feel like you're out of the woods yet. You're like, the sword is handy. You've taken off all your clothes. You're ready to be more intimate. But there's still a little bit of sense of needing to guard yourself a little bit. But you're wanting more illumination here. And then with the Knave of Wands here, we have a lot of passion, right? So even though these two are clothed for the most part, the fire is burning very, very strongly here. And this could be a fire sign, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries involved. And they're like really wrapped up in each other. So it could just be you incorporating more of these kind of characteristics of just being more passionate, more fiery, wrapping yourself up in the arms of another, in the idea of being in the arms of another. It's going to be different for everybody, but it's very passionate energy as you're moving forward out of this this time period. And I really feel like you're just letting it all hang out more as we go. And it could just be because you're getting married. You know, it's very passionate. You're on your honeymoon, on a trip with someone. A sense of completion, a big sense of completion, change, and a new beginning. Right? We have this change energy here. We have the completion here with the sun, and 1 + 9 = 10, and then the wedding. And then we have this Fool energy. So there's a lot going on for you. So I think what I'm going to do for you, Taurus, I'm going to get a card from the Life Changes Oracle deck.